Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to have videos. This is a paid request, this time from Jonathan. Thank you so much for that as I get situated here. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, reviews, re-reviews, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And one of the requests Jonathan sent was for me to do a commentary on the 1995 film Jumanji. So I'll do my best. I know I'm probably one of the worst at commentaries, but I'll do my best. But if anyone wants to request any type of videos, PayPal is usually the best bet, or join my Patreon. If you use PayPal, it's best to use the families and friends option. This is the best way to use it, but either way, links are down below in the info box. Pause the beginning, 3, 2, 1, pressing play. We got the, okay. Slowly got the logo coming up. TriStar here. White horse, what's going on? I see a Richard Pryor beginning of Another You, the only good part of that, where he's like afraid of the white horse. Now, I never read the book this was based on, Jumanji. This was very popular when it came out. It made $100 million in the U.S. Not only that, but in a way, you see Zathura is a sequel. And it got a cartoon for a couple years. Of course, you had the sequels with The Rock and Kevin Hart, Welcome to the Jungle, and I forget what the hell the other one was called, honestly. I was not a fan of those, but I do like this film quite a bit. Some of the CGI doesn't hold up the best, but it's an entertaining family picture. Now, apparently, I hear different things. I hear one person says that we'll do the film if Robin Williams is the star. I've heard that, well, Tom Hanks was the first choice, but he was busy doing films like Apollo 13. So I don't know which is true, but it seems like they really wanted Robin Williams, which makes sense. Because around the time he had Good Morning Vietnam, he was the voice of the genie in Aladdin, Mrs. Doubtfire, especially like Mrs. Doubtfire and Aladdin. He had some big hits, so at that time seemed to be a big box office star. And Robin's just a very talented guy. I just very highly miss him. It was soul crushing when he passed away. Hated it. He seemed like a nice guy. He seemed like he's overcoming his addictions. Just a wealth of humorous energy. Whenever he would do a damn interview, he would have so much improvisational skills. He could make the interview into a damn stand-up on his own. So it was just a shame as to what happened to him affliction-wise. Then now he ended his life. And he ended his life because of what he thought his body was going to go through, and then was he in this right mind? It's a terrible thing. As we have our flashback to 1969 with the young Robin Williams, Alan, being chased by bullies as going to his father's place, where his father seems like a no-nonsense guy, but then he finds out later on that his father really did love and care for him, which is why he wishes he could get a second shot and a second chance. Yeah, you'll be waiting as you're breathing heavy. He ain't heavy, he's my bully. The Next Level was the second one. What are the Jungle and then The Next Level. We have David Alan Grier with, of course, a wig. Now, of course, in 1969, this is pretty much how sneakers are nowadays, like Nike. And it is the future, but Sally, you kind of find out that he screws up, got the shoe in the conveyor belt, gets all completely torn apart, and then pretty soon David Alan Grier gets fired. Which, of course, then later on is why David Alan Grier is forced to be a cop instead of his possible dream and goals being rich. She said the guy who authored this did Jumanji in 1981, then did Sathura in 2002. There's a sneaker, and then Alan screwed it up, so then he got fired, which is a shame. Now the father is Jonathan Hyde, and if he looks familiar, he was in the film Anaconda. He's one of the film crew along with Jennifer Lopez and Ice Cube. He was also in Richie Rich. He was the butler to Macaulay Culkin's character in Richie Rich. He was also in the 1999 film The Mummy, among many other movies. He was in Titanic. But yeah, the Cadbury and Richie Rich that he did this movie, then Titanic and Anaconda, which he was Westridge. Dr. Chamberlain in The Mummy. He was Henry Jekyll in a Dr. Jekyll movie, British Gothic horror film. I just had starred Eddie Izzard. Eddie Izzard was the title character. But I guess Jonathan Hyde. Dr. Nina Jekyll, Rachel Hyde? Was it a remake of Dr. Jekyll, Miss Hyde? Okay, or whatever. Here's the rumbling. Now, it's directed by Joe Johnston, if that name sounds familiar. He directed Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, The Rocketeer, Jurassic Park 3, Captain America the First Avenger. Which, let's see. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, good one. Fun one. Rocketeer, pretty decent. He did the live action scenes in The Pagemaster. Wasn't really big on it, but he only did the live action parts. This is probably my favorite of the directors. October Sky I didn't see. I do like Jurassic Park 3. Hidalgo I saw once. I remember not minding it. The Wolfman I did not like. That was a disappointing one. Captain America First Avenger grew on me. Not Safe for Work. I didn't see. There was him trying to do a thriller. And he did The Nutcracker and the Four Realms, director of reshoots and oversaw post-production. Huh. Yeah, I don't know much about that one. But yeah, Joe Johnston, I mean, this, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the first Captain America movie, The Rocketeer, definitely got some merit to his directing filmography. I'm looking up who plays this kid, Alan Parrish. Adam Hanberg is his name. Is that who I think it is? Just want to double check. Doing some investigation. Is that who I think it is? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. This kid here will later be killed by Michael Myers. I thought he looked familiar. Remember Halloween H2O? Josh Hart did his girlfriend, and then you have the other couple. He's the other couple. He's the one that looks up and he sees Michael Myers, and you see the Michael Myers reflection in his eye. And then he's found dead. That's this guy. So, yeah, in about 3 years. Really surprised because it's only 3 years. He had a growth spurt. So I'm like, he's so young here, and then just 3 years, because I was 98. This is 95. My, he grew that much? That's crazy. But yeah, apparently so, and then gets killed by Michael Myers. So, and of course you have the father who's work oriented, and he seems a bit harsh on his kid, but he means well, but his kid doesn't realize it at first. You realize it later on. Cliffside School for Boys. He wants the kid to go here because he went there. His other relatives went there. So he's not doing it to be mean or rude. And he's being nice about it, but it's just he's being strict. But you have the son not thinking his father loves him or cares for him, as they have this kind of posh, rich life. And it's like, why I don't want to leave. I want to be here. So you can understand his. You can understand both sides. But this kid, it's like he's being angry about it because it's like he has no choice in the matter. Both being angry and upset about it. Upset nature of fathers and sons. And of course, him ready to run away. I mean, where you're gonna go would be the big question, but you don't take this board game with you. I do think it's funny that he's gonna run away. I gotta get this board game. What the hell is gonna do? Are you gonna sell it? I'm gonna play this board game by myself as I run away. Well, I mean, I guess we don't. They didn't have Game Boys and Game Gears, and but board games usually play with other people involved. But just for him, if he hears his pounding and stuff, it's like wanting to investigate. Yeah, we're just looking that info up. But see, first off, one of the things I like about it is the whole idea behind the game. I like the way the game looks. I think they did a nice job. Where it looks cool. It looks like a board game you would actually play. Because I remember playing board games back in the day. Where it was, Sorry, Monopoly. Mad Magazine had a board game. I remember playing that with the family back in the day, where it was opposite Monopoly. The whole point is you're supposed to lose all your money. Lose money. You like if you pull a card, you do dares like put this on top of your head. You gotta walk backwards. And if it doesn't fall off, then you lose money. There were some fun times with those board games. This is very very weird, goofy, screwy, but it's in tone with the Mad Magazine motif. And you know the stuff here, like being able the stuff in the middle, look pretty, seems pretty neat. Just aesthetically speaking. And then again, the idea of like this boarding come alive and all this stuff happening in your front lawn and in your house. So in a way, it's like I said, we can all relate to. That we can all relate to a board game or something. And what if this insanity craziness happens on your house? And this is a way to create that, those showcases set pieces. It's weird to say logically because it's about a magic board game, but you know, how do we get lions and how do we get all these creatures? And he has some nice effects by Industrial Light and Magic. We saw a bat on her shoulder. Now, of course, there is CG implementation throughout the film, which is 95, so it's not like the most realistic. I think they did what they could for the time. Again, they don't have, they didn't have the technology today, so it's kind of hard to get mad. It's like, oh, how dare they? It's like, again, they had what they could at the time. Didn't do what they can with what they got. And now, Alan has been put into the game. The girl ran away for the bats, and it's 20 some years later, and now you have this group of kids. Kirsten Dunst, which I think she's fine as a. She does a fine job acting wise as a child actor. Because her younger roles, like in this one, she seems more natural performances. And really, it's maybe just because I just do not like her as Mary Jane in the Spider-Man movies. So maybe that's more the writing of those films, and not so much her. I mean, I make fun of her and stuff, but again, maybe it's the way those films are written to be very, very campy and corny on purpose. And Kirsten Dunst comes off as very whiny, needy, bitchy in the Spider-Man movies. Peter, tell me you love me. You gotta tell me you love me. How about I tell you suck my dick? But here it's, I honestly think the writing's a bit better, and they don't come off as, of course, Kirsten Dunst always make it up, grandiose ideas of who their parents were, instead of the mundane car crash thing. But I mean, yeah, Kirsten Dunst, people remember the most in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films as Mary Jane Watson. This kid, I think he was the voice of the little teacup chip in Beauty and the Beast. But I also think this kid went on to be the voice of Tails in the Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon. The one with Jaleel White, Steve Urkel as Sonic. But I think that was the case in this. Pick up my toys. You pick up your toys, lady. Pick up your sex toys. Ice cream and bourbon? That's a hell of a mix. You don't feed the kids bourbon? I don't know. I mean, there's kids today that probably drink bourbon. So like a weird root beer float. Bourbon float. Man, that bad lived for a long time. Don't piss your pants, buddy. It's also interesting when you watch this, it takes a while for Robin Williams to come into play in the plot of the film. because we still have a bit of time where you're establishing the environment. These kids, they gotta find the board game, play the board game, and then Robin to come into play here. Sorry, I'm listening to this guy talking. So now we're told about the folklore that the kid was murdered, and people think that the father did it. From what I understand, when Robin got the role, he was like told not to improv as much as other stuff. Probably because they had to stick to a semblance of a script because of all the special effects involved, and it'd be hard to redo tapes. Because it's like, well, Robin, we got all these practical effects, and if you do an improv but it doesn't work or whatever, then it's kind of hard to do these tapes again and again with these effects implemented. That may not work all the time. Some may work only once. So of course she doesn't believe it because Kirsten Dunst, if she's always making up lies, then the girl that cried wolf. So now you have these kids that were sort of in similar situations where they're not really happy at home, and one was ready to run away. These, well, I guess, different situations to be fair, but they's just not all happy, it seems. But it is a thing where you had the kid who had parents, but now almost, not as a wish, but didn't realize how much his father loved him, and now that he's grown up, his parents are gone. Then you have these kids whose parents are gone. Maybe they look to Robin Williams as a father figure later on. And that's the thing, is that compared to the new Jumanji films, this one just had more heart to it to me. And just the whole concept and idea just really, just a more interesting plot to me. Like, the whole concept was just more intriguing. The jungle crazy world come to our world. And how could all these animals interact in this one house, this one place, and then throughout the town, the city, the chaos that happens. You don't really, when you enter the jungle world, it just seems like another jungle movie, but with a lot more CGI. That's the thing. It just didn't seem as unique, didn't seem as special. Okay, it's another jungle movie. And then we don't even see the characters. We see avatars of the characters. So The Rock isn't a real person. He's just a suit. Kevin Hart isn't a real person. He's just a suit that people are wearing. So for me, it just has that weird disconnect. I know that doesn't make sense, but I don't know how else to put it. It's like, again, I can't be connected to The Rock because it's not really him. Say with Kevin Hart or Jack Black, it's like it's suits that they're wearing. I know this sounds stupid. I mean, like the Ninja Turtles don't exist, but people wear the suits and make those characters come to life. But it's just a lot more weirder when it's supposed to be a person, but it's not. I don't know. It just creates this thing in my brain, just a disconnect. That, and I didn't think the jokes were that funny. I don't think it has as much heart or humor. It doesn't have as much heart as this film did. With, again, Alan finding out that his father really did love him. These kids missing their parents, all that stuff. I didn't feel that heart in the new ones. And the humor. I'm afraid, what was it that Kevin Hart's character, was it Donuts or something? Hurt him? I forget what the hell it was called. Cake, donuts, some shit. And there's a lot more CGI. Here, there's CGI that's dated, but there's also a lot of good practical effects. It's just all CGI in the new one. Which, the fact that there's no effort to try to do things practical just comes off as a bit lame to me. But I mean, they were very successful. Tiny bite to make you itch, make you squeeze, make you twitch. These damn bugs. Yeah, that's kind of the fun of this, is you're wondering just what will happen next. And you'll always be raising the stakes more and more with this board game motif. And I'm surprised they did not do just a all-out sequel to this, meaning with Robin Williams. Because it made over 100 million, so it was a hit, but maybe they're right because, well, we played the board game. If we played the board game, we already see, but maybe the idea is that there will be... See, now anytime I hear the kid's voice, I think of Tails from Sonic, that cartoon. This is definitely some of the worst CGI in the movie. These monkeys do not look good at all. Especially the faces. Yeah, these look really bad. But I mean, it's 1995. They did the best they could at the time, I'm assuming. But yeah. But I mean, you kind of sit there and go, how else could they do it? I really don't want to have monkeys try to have knives and throw them and stuff. At least it's smart to figure out it's from the game. Some people be too stupid to take 15 minutes to figure it out. And they're going haywire. Now, granted, if you're together, you should be like, throw the dice. Now you throw the dice. Now you throw the dice. Now you throw the dice. Just throw them quickly. If you just keep throwing quickly, then one of you's going to win eventually. But just you have to wait for this thing to turn and do the thing. Fangs are sharp. But see, I thought that was a really good reveal to be in the shadow there, and you... there you go, practical. And get more CGI. And obviously the movements are very herky-jerky with the CGI. while the puppetry is a bit more stiff. We have Rob Williams almost 30 minutes into the movie. But it was kind of cool to see Robin in this adventure type of element, which he really got to do. And yes, while the practical has a little bit of stiffness to it, I still appreciate it. There's something real there. You can't get more real than real. Like the addition of having the practical claws in there to go try to get through the door. Oh yeah, this is a funny moment. He opens the door. It's where Robin's screaming and then slamming it back down. Has a bit of that Tarzan, George of the Jungle look to him. And what's his first line here? Like, oh, he's in his room. I think I'm thinking of later on when he sees the bathroom. No more leaves. Or something like that. But no, of course he's here with his bicycle and stuff. But Ron Williams, I mean, so many films throughout the years. You know, Club Paradise, What Dreams May Come, Aladdin, Good Morning Vietnam. I saw that Moscow and the Hudson with a year or so. Like, I liked that one. Just a national treasure, and him pass away was just such a shame. And he's greatly missed. Did one of you a 5 or an 8? Guess he doesn't quite realize his age. But I guess if you're in this jungle setting, there's no mirrors. Maybe, you know, when you look in the water, you see your reflection. But he doesn't know just how long it's been. And it's an interesting performance because he's his older self, but at the same time he still has a somewhat mentality of a kid because he's had no other life experience other than surviving. He didn't really have, you know, no college, no high school, none of those elements of growing up. And that's what I'm talking about. At the heart of this is him coming to realize what's going on, what happened to his life, that most of his life's been taken away from him. And here we have David Alan Grier, which is nice to see him in this. From In Living Color, not only In Living Color, but he was in the Army now with Pauly Shore. A lot of other stuff. And David Alan Grier has some fun, some very entertaining reactions throughout the movie. There goes his car. That's the running joke. His car gets more and more demolished until eventually just take it. He's like, fine, take it. And here we get more of the heart of the matter, which I don't think was in the other Jumanji films. This was the one that features what would you do if you found out, you come back after 25, 26 years and then everything has changed and pretty much your life is gone. Everything's different. You see that this place doesn't seem as prevalent. There's a lot more homeless. There's graffiti. Then this factory's just completely run down, and there's like some fires too. Some like stains in the windows. Broken windows, all that stuff. But come to find out that his father tried to search for him, used all his resources, and this place closed down because of that. It showed how much his father cared for him. So you're able to get some nice dramatic moments as well as keep the adventure yarn going. Of course, that's not him. Another homeless guy. Well, whoever this guy is. Folded up like everything else in this town. And there's the realization of, how much his dad cared for him. Yeah, there you go. 1991. Wow, they both died the same year, 1991. Which, I mean, sometimes that happens is that there are sad stories you hear about where a wife or a husband dies and the other dies a few weeks or months later. Same with like a mother finds out their daughter died or their son died and they die a few bits later. So this kid that didn't talk can relate to Robin Williams' character. Should be home soon. Won't she be surprised? Damn. Oh, the insect bites. Oh yeah, the realtor lady from earlier. To steal the girl's car. Just a bug. We're safe here. See, we're fine. We stay low. He can't get through there. Just try to think everything's good, everything's okay. Nah, they can't get in. Nah, we gotta keep low. Nah, they won't get through the glass. Oh, great. You guys know how to drive? Okay. And May says this, there he wouldn't have much experience in driving, so why not? Listen, Robin Williams does have a nice infectious energy that really helps the proceedings of this movie. Ah, here's the bathroom. Thank you. No more banana leaves. Oh yeah, he shaved, but he cut himself shaving, I think. Just a nice showcase of practical effects as well, and the way things were done back in the day. And again, nowadays it'd just be all CGI, so without any of the charm. Which is probably you never have any reason to shave before, so fucking Monty Diablo before I choked you. So now the kid's playing reverse psychology here. Because again, he's got again, Robin's got to play this character where he is an adult, but at the same time, there's a bit of a child gleam in his eye. Because again, he didn't go through the same development as we all did with again the rest of the school, high school, college, all that stuff. It does a good job being serious too. That's the thing, is that the tape moments to be serious about the situation, like here. where he sells the danger of what's going on. He's not constantly winking at the audience like, no, this is a serious bit. Like, you think monkeys and stuff is all that you have to fear? Robin sold that very well. It sold, again, the seriousness of the situation. Did a good job with that. Oh yeah, this is where you find out there's a fourth player needed. There's 4 players to this game. He's he's not really hyped up playing it yet. I don't blame him. Just one more person. Now we're going to be introduced to Bonnie Hunt, which she's been in a lot of stuff throughout the years. Rain Man, she's the one that counted the toothpicks. Or is it the matchsticks? The matchsticks? Or is it toothpicks? Yeah, I think it's the toothpicks. And she was in Beethoven 1 and 2. She's been in quite a few other stuff. Of course she'll know where she went. She's a psychic. And 1995 was a great year for movies, man. I mean, you had Apollo 13, you had GoldenEye, you had Dire with a Vengeance, you had, this movie. Waterworld came out, Batman Forever came out, Toy Story came out, Braveheart, Crimson Tide, Bad Boys, Tommy Boy, Friday, Major Payne. A lot of films that came out that. Mortal Kombat. I'm laughing because of the reaction where Bonnie Hunt realizes. She just and faint. You killed her. Very fun deadpan reaction to it. Shows how busy the cops are. He carried her on his shoulder throughout, and no one noticed or thought anything weird was going on. And Bonnie Hunt does a good job here. She's another great plus for this. Especially her reaction seeing the board game. Whoa! Sorry, I'm just watching. Robin and Bonnie worked really well together in this. I'm fancying her. It's your turn. Oh, I remember the thing was like, fine, give it to me. Ha! Okay, now take the dice and swing and throw it real quick. But again, that's what's cool about. You never know what's going to happen next. And these, I love the look of these flowers. They look really cool. Purple ones shoot poison. See, this is an example where the practical effects are on point. Especially this reveal here with this yellow flower. That looks really cool. That looks like an alien, like Little Shop of Horrors type of thing. Feed me, Seymour. Feed me. I mean, that looks really fucking cool too. I love. See, that's what I mean. You had some nice practical effects mixed in with the CG. There you go. Best to keep that sword with you at all times. Like, that's really neat looking. Broke into the wrong rec room, did you bastard? So, looking through, Robin Williams was beloved by teen New Hampshire townsfolk during filming. He was presented with the Keys to the City by Teens Mayor in 1994. After his death in 2014, which, wow, it's been 10 years since he passed away. Didn't realize that. It's been 10 years since he passed away, man. The residents created a makeshift memorial of flowers and candles below the parish shoe sign and even organized a public screening of the film. That was nice of him to do. According to the author of the book, the word Jumanji is Zulu for many effects, which alludes to the exciting consequences of the game as mentioned in the film. The film is dedicated to the visual effects supervisor Stephen L. Price, who died the year the film was released. The board game was very popular throughout the years to the point where a screen-used board was sold in 2014 for $60,000 on eBay. The duo casted Jonathan Hyde as both Alan's father and the antagonist Hunter Van Pelt is similar to the theatrical custom of Peter Pan, with George Darling and Tattoo being played by the same actor. Yeah, because that guy's going to be coming. I think that's the next one. Robin Williams throws the dice. He gets the Van Pelt, the Hunter. And of course, it made sense that it looks like his dad because his dad was the guy he was antagonistic towards when he was a kid. So who's a guy that he would? I mean, nowadays he feels love for during this time, but there was a time period where the novelization contains aspects of why Nora had to talk with the headmaster after the two kids' first day. The realtor's son called Judy out on her lies, and Peter started to fight with them. Fight with him. Oh shit. Damn. I mean, that's still not a bad throw for someone that has to use a sword a lot. What kind of gun is that he's using either? This big fucking rifle and it's like this just ain't a good day for David Alan Grier, man. It's like, what the fuck is going on here? His car was stolen, now it's being shot at, now you got this guy. Now, what is David Alan oh, yeah, the guy disappears because, he's. He could do that. It's fantasy. While Robin was filming this movie, he also filmed a small supporting role in Chris Columbus's movie 9 Months. The 2017 reissue Blu-ray features two never-before-seen deleted scenes which appear at the end. Carl, the new shoe factory president, discusses a new shoe with Alan and a co-worker. Second scene shows an extended version of the Christmas party. They open the presents, a brand new pair of shoes named Jumanjis. The footage of Judy and Peter in the new town receiving Jumanji shoes were cut out in the final version to avoid possible implications that you'd be alerted to playing the game like the counterparts from the original timeline did. Let's say Robin and Bonnie Hunt did a good job playing back and forth. They felt natural. I know who you are, but what am I? They do that thing. I know you are, but what am I? Ah, here you go. See, again, that's the fun of it, is that you're in the sand that you can relate to. Maybe not as rich as this, but you relate to it. And so you live vicariously through the characters. What if all this happened to me and all this crazy stuff to this house and anything could happen? It's a stampede. Oh, shit. There you go. Like, this CGI, I can handle for what it is. Because, again, how could you do this for real? Again, maybe because they're gray. And so the movements don't seem as upsetting compared to, like, the monkeys. which that color shading didn't seem as great as it should have been, like the orange. Oh shit. And here we have the first implication of Robin acting like his dad, Alan Parrish, being stern like his dad was stern. Which, of course, then he'll realize what he's doing later on. Although that wasn't really fair, because the board game was more towards him, not the kid. You know, and the kid was, see, farther away than you were. He would go into the gun shop. Yeah, I don't know what kind of gun that hunter has. Sure about that? Our gold. Damn, look at all that. God, look at that gun. Holy shit. I'm not sure if that joke would make sense nowadays, but that was a joke a lot of people did back in the day. If someone has a gun, you're not a postal worker, are you? Because there was a moment where, you know, there were postal workers that would go on a spree, so to speak, and I think like Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight, there was the guy who played a character who was with the post office. You see that he had a lot of guns on him. Going postal. Hell, there's a video game called Postal. But I wonder if nowadays, if people, they probably have heard that sentiment so much, going postal, if they really understand where that comes from. And again, that was another good looking practical effect. That bird. That's the thing. There's CG, but at least there's an attempt at practical effects, which, you know, it's nice to have a mix and match of the two, not just all in CG direction. And that's pretty good for the kid. Wonder how the hell did he learn that? Oh shit. I'm telling you, just get the dice and throw it quickly, and just keep throwing it quickly, man. Just keep throwing it quickly, and you'll get through it faster. Don't you be the dice? Okay, now I got the dice. Now I get the dice. So just throw it. Just do it. But you did a good job. Now, it seemed a bit weird that Robin all of a sudden has this kind of stern inkling towards the kid. Like I said, I get what they're going for. It seems to come out of almost thin air that he starts acting towards the boy like that. But yeah, I guess you look at it with his point of view of all the stuff he's been through. Now, to be fair, Robin hasn't done anything wrong, so there should be no reason he's being arrested. But again, there's really no reason for Robin Williams to be arrested. Well, you guys take your turns until Robin comes up again. Yeah, apparently they had a couple hours of makeup for this whole thing to happen, which we see later on. And of course, a little reference to Wizard of Oz. Well, it's sad that the Wizard of Oz effects look better than these monkeys. Those Wizard of Oz monkeys look better. Of course, the monkeys stealing everything like they're the gremlins. Like I said, there's no reason to arrest Robin Williams. Imagine if it was reversed. Imagine if a white guy just arrested a black guy and handcuffed him for no good reason. Imagine hell and high water you would get out of it. Granted, nowadays you could prove it with DNA tests. I don't know if they had that type of thing in 1995, but nowadays you'd be like, oh, you're Alan Parrott, then DNA test. Yes, he is. Or at least he is a parish. By the way, can't they just keep going with the other like, doesn't Bonnie Hunt need to roll? And then it's up to Robin Williams again? But yeah, obviously, but what was it, probably 3 hours of makeup for that? This is where I'm surprised there isn't like a big documentary on the making of this film. Which there could have been. Hell, when was 25 years of this? 95? 2005? Well, actually, no. 95. Yeah, Ron Williams would still have been passed away, right? Like the 10th anniversary, 2005. Could have had a special edition in 2005. They did like a full blown documentary with Robin Williams, Bonnie Hunt, the kids. At least this kid. No, they did nothing with it. I mean, there is on Blu-ray. There's barely any features on it. But, that's the annoying thing is that so many of these films, they did nothing. Oh, it's a kid's film. Who wants to see features? The people that saw this when they were 10 or 12 and now they're 22 years old, they would fucking like to see it. And the kids could watch that, and we could watch that and the features. Same with all these movies. Ninja Turtles, 1 and 2. Like, so many of these Disney movies that come out and they have nothing in terms of features, making of. Except like little things that, oh, well, the kids. I'm like, the kids don't care. If the kids don't care about the features, the adults that saw these when they were kids, they do. Damn right, everybody's stealing shit. I would just tip them in the nuts by just biting them words too. I'm holding still. Oh, he threw away the handcuff keys. Because I'm first I was like, wait, he threw away the keys, but yeah, the handcuff keys, not the car keys. It is too bad though, because like David Alan Grier couldn't be part of the group. Like him have to roll. But I mean, again, it's you already have 4 people. It's hard to get one more into there. So here they are running around the Save a lot, which, I don't know, now it'd be like Walmart or something. But at least, I'm not sure there's a Save a lot in real life, or they just made it up for the movie. Or that's more the kind of these monkeys. It's goofy, it's silly, but I get some fun out of it. Kind of a Gremlins setting. I mean, Gremlins feel. I know Roger Ebert gave this like 1.5 stars, and I disagree with on that. I think it's much better than that. Again, that's a hell of a weapon. I don't know what that specifically. Now, how the hell did he know to do this? It's like Home Alone shit. There you go. That just a stream coming up. But I mean, that definitely has to be some type of Home Alone, like not Home Alone nod, but it reminds me of maybe just a kid getting all these traps, and that's like, how the hell did he know that? That's some MacGyver shit. I wouldn't have thought of that. The more you spend, the more you save. Ooh. Falling your ass to the tires, not really the most fun thing to do. Because, like, it's got a big scope, it's got, like, a drum magazine. Of course, they screwed up the brakes. Robin Williams, David Alan Grier were well together. Nice stunt there going through the store. Good on the stunt man that's like right in front to have to get the hell out of the way. Again, just with stuff nowadays, it'd be so much like CGI additions. Like there's CG in the movie, but there'd be so much like CGI like filter. The smoke would be CGI. Add in some CG flames, all this other stuff. Well, little wolf man here come to play. I know he's supposed to be a monkey, but it looks like Wolfman. Call him Wolfman Jack. I think this character was more prominent in the cartoon, Aunt Nora. And I think in the cartoon, Robin Williams' character was with this character, and so that's why the kids kind of looked at him as uncle. Like the cartoon, they retcon stuff. They retcon some things. Damn stampede here. Hey, that Rhino's hell. Hey, he's not giving up. Hop along Cassidy there. Hopping along. There you go, man. At the end, the Monties, I would say, is the worst CG in the movie. But at least they try and do some personality with the Monties to try to seemingly overcome that. Did someone steal a sofa in the back of your car? Is that what it is? Did someone steal a fucking sofa? Jesus. Now here's him being stern and angry, and then trying to be like his own father. Now he's realizing. It's a very interesting problem here. But here's the thing: they don't need to play the game here. They could play the game anywhere. They could just sat down. In fact, it'd be better outside because outside you have a lot more room to run instead of indoors. So I don't understand why they need to go back. Like as soon as I saw that, I would go right back outside. Once I saw it was Day of the Triffids, go back out because outside you have more room to go. You have more room to run. So like inside would actually be worse at that point. Now that you see it's not safe inside, it'd be one thing if you think inside's safe and you could close the doors, but then the running joke of the cop car still keeps on trucking. Sounds like the gremlins are on the case. Oh, here's this girl. Oh yeah, they take his car. In this case, they did have Griers having the best day. Here you go. I love David Allen's steered look. But like credit to this, like using an actual car, having drag, it bends and then bending in half. Take it then. See, nowadays, in the whole car would have been CG. It would look even more phony. But again, when you mix practical in, it's like Jurassic Park. Mix practical in it, it makes it a bit more believable. Like I said, why are you playing inside here in this death trap? Go outside where you have more room to run. Run over here, throw the dice. I guess if you're outside, she couldn't say that line. Monsoon, well, we're inside. Here you go. A little water doesn't hurt anybody. Yeah, but a lot does. As he puts it, yeah. Yeah, a little rain wouldn't hurt. Doesn't hurt anybody. Well, a lot kills it. Yes, Sally, that's the case. It's like in California recently. As I'm recording, there was a lot of stuff going on of rain in California, to the point they were like almost record floods and mudslides and shit. And I don't know how things are right now, but I think sadly some people lost lives and stuff. It's like from like rain floods and stuff. So, oh shit. Like that's a really cool practical effect. I get more out of this scene with this scene here than any scene with The Rock, Kevin Hart, and the two Jumanji, What to Do the Jungle, or the Next Level. Again, it's a unique bit if they're in a house, they're in a ballroom, a hallway, but the chandelier, but yeah, this crocodile there. There's a bit where he's got a whole, blocked with his legs and stuff. Or she does. There you go. That still looks really cool. You can't get more real than real. And so yeah, here's your action adventure hero Robin Williams, which is rare for him to get to do. Just to wrestle crocodiles and swing almost hit by lines later on and all this other stuff. Of course, it can't be too violent, so it's not like he can have a knife and kill the thing. It is rated PG, I think? Or is it PG-13? I can't remember. I can't remember if it's rated. I think it's PG. I could be wrong. Maybe it's PG-13. Can't remember. Uh-oh. There you go. There you go. I like all the characters working together. No one's being too whiny. No one's being too annoying or irritating. The complaints, when they do have it, are valid. I like Bonnie Hunt. They didn't go too overboard of Robin Williams being stern and assholeish. Just a handful of times and realizing he's wrong. No time for love, Dr. Jones. No time to kiss. You get this shit done. No time for love, Dr. Jones. I swear he even looks even more ape at this point. I remember that game Clue. Good movie too. I might play that once in my life. There probably are YouTube channels that do play board games, but it's not really a thing you see much nowadays. Because nowadays, I mean, with video games and other stuff, it seems like there's just no more room for board games. Now you have the quicksand. And then in this case, it's like roll the dice. Just roll the dice right now. There you go. Good job. What was the line? Team Timothy's are break apart. Stop Timothy's are come apart. Oh shit. Nice sweet moment between Robin and Bonnie. These spires look really cool too. That's what I mean, like, while they're seated, there's some really good... Like, these spires do look really creepy. Very creepy. I like this you could do with ILM. Well, ILM did the CG, but... To be fair, but... I didn't even see this, like... This would work well as just a movie on its own with these type of spiders. Like, Eight-Legged Freaks. When they did that movie. When they did that movie, if they used spiders like those type of effects. Of course, Lopez's ape mind getting the best of him. Oh, the lion. Oh yeah, she just poisoned you, right? There you go. Ooh, right in the net too. Damn, right in the net. It's like the damn things in Critters with the porcupine things that shoot out. Yeah, Curse ain't gonna last that long. There you go. Of course the brown has to. Of course the brown has to quake. Why wouldn't it? Up there you go. Shake, rattle, and roll. There you go, man. Yeah, you better get the fuck out of here, you little assholes. Oh, shit. Of course, that promo right there. Imagine if it did, like, a little bit to the left or right with the splitting of everything. Ah, here we go. Some swinging there. We almost gets hit by the lion. There you go. Ooh, right through the glass. That's mean, like, being such a fan of just and a fan of the action adventure genre, it was great to see Robin get that chance to play this role and really never got to again if you think about it. Because like What Dreams May Come in a way is an adventure, but in a very different way and not fun. Nice bit with the dice for suspenseful effect. There's Alan growing. Show his face what you're afraid of. Which by the time he comes back, that's why he's not going to run away. He's going to stand up to his dad, and then things work out for the best. Any last words? Jumanji. Again, the way he says that line was such like a almost childish glee. And then Bonnie Hunter was ready to take a bullet for him. There you go. Time to say bye-bye. And this is also cool too. Like, you could have done this a number of ways. You could have just had where there's the gunshot, it cuts away, and then Alan wakes up and he's in his 1969 again. Or it's like, hey, we got the budget, so it made it seem like we physically see these things all going back into the game. The zebras, the rhinos, the monkeys, all that stuff. But you mostly seen the zebras and stuff. But everything coming back to where it came from. And then we're back here again. 1969. But imagine, like, you've lived all that time, and now you got all that time to relive again. It means you can know I mean, with Bonnie Hunt's character, they know the future. Nice sweet moment between father and son. Dan, that's a nice sweet moment. It's not over dramatic. It's not melodramatic. It's not over sentimental. The kid and they both played it very well and natural. And I say don't forget about that plot point about David Alan Grier. Because there'd be a lot of films that would forget stuff like that. Or characters disappear. Or stuff of that nature. So yeah, Bonnie Hunt's character is like, she would know what's going to come about So she really will be the sidekick, at least until 1995. But she would be the true sidekick if she remembers everything. But yeah, I know Jumanji, Walk Through the Jungle is a sequel to this movie. Because I guess in the jungle scenes there are elements that Alan Parrish was here during that time he was stuck in there. Probably stuff added after the fact. So that to appease people thinking it's just a remake reboot. No, 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 it still exists. We didn't delete it. I'll be honest, those other Jumanji films, I don't remember much about them. And even though they made so much money, do people really look at them in high regard compared to this movie? I'm not going to say this film is high art that's in the 100 favorite films of all time, but it's a fun, entertaining, heartfelt movie with some nice humor. Not all the effects work the best, but some of them do. She's pregnant, so things gonna work out. So that showcases that his parents are still, at least his mom is still alive. I mean, at least his dad is still alive. It shows that David Alan Grier is doing well. His dad is still alive. They're doing well money-wise. And here's these two. So obviously it's before the events of 95 because the parents are still alive, so I don't know, a month or whatever the time in between. Chris, that's what's going to lead to their car accident. So yeah, I guess there were a couple other scenes, and that's why this kind of seems not abrupt, but yeah, I guess there were two other scenes to have this longer Christmas party. That's right. Again, I wouldn't say abrupt, but it seems like there's more because I guess there was more. But I guess on the Blu-ray, there's the I didn't see those deleted scenes on the Blu-ray. Like separately, you watch them. Jonathan Hensleigh, funny enough, his credits would be another 95 film, Dire with a Vengeance. His name would be associated with Stripwise. Came out the same year as this. And yeah, overall, fun family movie. Robin Williams is greatly missed. Kirsten Dunst, as a child actor, she did perfectly fine. David Alan Grier, fun. Wish he was in the film more. Adam Hamburg, later get killed by Michael Myers. And Halloween H2O. Bonnie Hunt. Nice to see her in there. She played well with Robin Williams. Jonathan Hyde, dual role. Bebe Neuwirth, I think she was Aunt Nora. She was fine. Patricia Clarkson. Did she? Yeah. She played the mom, I think. But anyway. Overall, entertaining film. Like I said, the CGI sometimes doesn't hold up the best. James Horner. May he rest in peace. He did the music for this. Of course, who did Aliens, among many other films. Star Trek 2, Star Trek 3. I think 3. I know he did Star Trek 2. Did a lot of other stuff. Joe Johnston would go on to direct Captain America, The First Avenger. Stephen L. Price, rest in peace. But yeah, rest in peace to Robert Williams. Rest in peace to James Horner. But yeah, I keep repeating the word fun. It's a fun film. Good, entertaining family film. Has a nice heart to it. Ones that made me chuckle still to this day. And almost 30 years later, 95, 2005, 2015, 2025. It's 2024, so yeah, one more year. This is 30 years old. And it's been... Tom Wolfe Jr., Alec Gillis, makeup effects, made sense. They worked a lot with Stan Winston. They worked on the creatures and Tremors. Various other stuff. Leviathan, which is a favorite of mine. So it made sense they put them in the practical effects. But yeah, it's been 10 years since Robin Williams passed away. And still miss him. I mean, yeah, I don't know any of these celebrities, and of course they don't know me. But that's one of the ones that hurt the most. Robin Williams. Because again, he just seemed so much... For so much positive energy he was giving out in interviews, that inside the actor studio was pretty much a stand-up with Robin, and to see that candle burning so brightly and then, gone. He's greatly missed. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.